I don't know if AI will ever replace the relationship. He goes, you just watch. You just watch. I go, I don't know about that because I'm a relationship guy and people
Yeah.
do business with those they like and trust. And I just feel
Mm.
like for us, that insurance is going to be exceptional if you use this tool and your good relationships. But
Wow.
you're going to get replaced if you're only good at relationships. You have got to have this tool. It's moving so quickly.
Wow. Welcome to the Find Your Influence podcast. This episode, proudly sponsored by the Guinea Group of Companies, an organisation that helps leaders upgrade their mindset, upskill their leadership, and uplift their teams. If you would like the opportunity to sponsor an episode of our podcast, please reach out to the team at the Guinea Group, theguineagroup.com.au, the team at theguineagroup.com.au. Can't wait to hear from you. And if you would like to be a podcast guest, click on the information sheet that is available on the podcast page. So what are you doing in the AI space? What's really, so from a high level, what have you achieved so far with AI?
Well, we've created the first ever insurance AI brain that literally runs off of all platforms: OpenAI, ChatGPT, Gronk, Claude, Gemini. It pulls from all of them. But what we've done is we've taken 23 years of experience from me, one of the top agents in the nation, 8,000 documents, 900 hours of training, all of JT's content, his brain. We've combined the two. And so you have one of the top insurance coaches in the world, one of the top business coaches in the world. And what we're trying to do is transform the insurance industry so that literally you'll be able to scale $1 million agencies with the use of an AI brain. And, it will be something that we'll grow into. But in reality, right now, it serves as a back end system for training and coaching, hiring and firing, bookkeeping, tax preparation, payroll, expense management, social media marketing, um, just a wide array of what you need to run a business. And
Cool.
literally, it will do everything except the customer facing connection piece. And I keep telling JT, I don't know if AI will ever replace the relationship. He goes, you just watch. You just watch. I go, I don't know about that because I'm a relationship guy and people
Yeah.
do business with those they like and trust. And I just feel
Mm.
like for us, that insurance is going to be exceptional if you use this tool and your
Mm.
good relationships. But
Wow.
you're going to get replaced if you're only good at relationships. You have got to have this tool. It's moving so quickly.
Wow. And what is next? So it's moving quickly. So at the moment you can do everything in the business other than relationships. JT feels like it will do relationships in the future. You're probably not so sure, but what is going to change? What is the next? What's next?
I'm usually wrong when I challenge him. He's a pretty smart dude, right? And so,
Right, right.
but the idea is, first of all, have a platform for an agent, broker, or company to be able to run this brain. And then
Right.
second, to create AI automated employees that literally can call, quote, connect, and close. So we eliminate the problem of finding good talent and the churning
Mm.
of business, right? I think since COVID, I call burnout the new bankruptcy for business owners. We everywhere, not just my industry, but elsewhere, struggle to find good talent and keep them. 20 years ago, people would stay with their job for 20 years.
Really?
Now
Yeah,
it's
that's
like
right.
every couple of years, they're off to something else. Well, if I can have a
Mm.
consistent AI employee that does the same thing, well, I just eliminate all that drama and the payroll that comes with it.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I love it, Randy. I love it. Mate, how'd you get into insurance? What 23 years ago? What were you doing that sort of
I was a teacher and a wrestling coach, and I was struggling to pay the bills, and I was looking for something else. And everybody I knew in the insurance world, they seemed to have pots of gold at the end of the rainbow. And I'm like, how hard is this going to be, right? So I made the jump and realized it's freaking hard. There's a lot that goes with it, but yeah, with the help of some mentors along the way, done tremendous.
Good on you. Good on you. And you say you're one of the top agents in the country. What are the things, if you were coaching, say, a day one real estate agent, a insurance agent, rather than get into AI, but what's the skill? What's the bit of gold that you would say to someone getting into the industry now?
Well, first of all, there's no way you can scale at a high level and earn millions in this business if you do it all on your own, right? If you do it on your own shoulders, you limit yourself. And so the number one thing that somebody's got to do if they want to do this well is they've got to train. You got to train every day. I want you to think about like professional athletes, right? And amateurs listen to their feelings, professionals don't. They do it when they're sick, they do it when they're injured, they do it when they're tired, they do it and they just get the job done. And the way they train is 24/7, 365 days a year, hence insurance 247, right? 24/7. If we can train our team every single day and sharpen their skills, you can then scale yourself.
Train yourself, scale your team, and train your team at the same time. Mate, that's next level. Thank you, Randy. Now, Randy, we are big on influence. This podcast is, as you know, called Find Your Influence. And, for me, influence is just such a big deal in leadership. We've got a 7-figure business here in Australia. We work with leaders. You and I have talked about maybe doing something with your leaders eventually. What is it? Actually, let's take a step back. Who's had the biggest influence on your life?
Probably the one that had the biggest influence was my wrestling coach when I was a freshman. I grew up on the wrong side of the railroad tracks, right? And I grew up in a home that wasn't really healthy, and I was never told I could ever amount to much. And so because of that, I was a pretty angry, troubled kid. And I spent more time in the principal's office because I'd punched somebody in the nose for something they'd said. And I was a kind of an angry thug. And I'd never had anybody breathe life into me. And it was Coach Crosby that pulled me out of a hallway in the middle of a fist fight and said, "You get in here. I want you on my wrestling team." And he taught me how to channel my energy, how to discipline things, how to stand up to bullies instead of be a bully, how to set goals and work towards something. And I always say that everybody needs a coach in life. And Coach Crosby saved me. If it had been for him, I don't know if I'd be here today.
Coach Crosby saved me. Wow. Beautifully put. How much gratitude do we have for people like that in our life? We're just so grateful that they crossed our path and they saw our potential.
Yeah. And I remember waking up in the morning and wondering if I was going to get to eat today or if I was going to be beat, and it was tough. And I don't ever want anybody to feel like they need to go through life like that. And so I feel a strong mission to be a coach and lift and elevate others. And I know there's people out there struggling. And I think leadership can be lonely, right? Sometimes we're the ones doing the lifting and there aren't the others lifting up. But if you can find tremendous satisfaction in pulling people out of the gutter, it does wonders for your soul.
Pull people up, it does wonders for your soul. It sure does. And
let me just say this while it's on my mind. I'm old enough, I'll forget about it otherwise. And I don't know if you're a religious person or not, but I am. And I believe that, we're not just saved by grace, but we're changed by grace. And if we can, if our soul changes, all of a sudden now it's not about us anymore. Life is about everybody else. And the role is to really leave people better than you found them.
That's my mission on the planet, Randy. I say that daily to people. My mission is to leave you better than I found you. And and when you're driven by that, like that gets you out of bed in the morning. That gets you to work when you're sick. Like that gets you to put every bit of energy into the work that you're doing and the human that you're talking to, which I just love that. So what does it take? What does it take, Randy? You've got someone that you see potential in, they don't see their potential. Maybe they're on the wrong side of the tracks. You can see that. You've been there, you've done that. What's the influencing skill? How do you help someone go from being an angry thug what's to this world-changing AI insurance guru
who leaves people better than he found them. How would you do that with someone?
Well, I think the first thing you do is you got to make sure you're telling them the truth. Okay. So we can't cotton candy things when people are headed down the wrong road. We got to tell them the truth and say, listen, like your life is over before you know it if you don't freaking change. But I am going to be here step by step with you, and we're going to make that change happen. You can count on me. I've got your back. And you breathe life into them. It's amazing what happens when you say to somebody, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of your effort. We'll worry about results later. Let's just work on effort. If you give me your best, I don't need perfection, but I do need progress. So just give me your best and we'll call it good. And then it's a long game, because sometimes it takes for a person to change their soul. You can change your behavior for a day, but the soul takes a little while.
So when you're influencing another human, you're changing souls.
Well, behavior is temporary if it's not done at that level. So there's really a core culture and values that you have to instill inside someone in order for them to change. Their behavior will change. I always say, focus on their belief system and the behaviors will take care of themselves.
Beliefs first. Beliefs drive behavior, drive outcome.
Absolutely.
Beliefs first. Mate, love. So outside of work, it looks like you're a country boy from the States.
I'm a cowboy. Yeah.
Cowboy, right? Is that the right word?
Yeah.
Cool. We watch all the movies, but I haven't met too many, cowboys.
I'm legit. Yeah, we got 11 horses. We got about 30 head of cattle. I've got a ranch right here just south of Yellowstone. I mean, we live in the mountains. We live it every day.
And you've created this life for yourself because there was someone who saw the value in you, saw your potential. But not only that, you had to make that decision yourself. You had to take action. It's like, you and I are speaking together on some stages coming up. And, one of the things I think I might speak about is action taking. Because I think, Randy, that it's one thing to want something, but it's another thing to actually absolutely commit to it and either invest money, invest time, invest energy, invest resources, do whatever it takes. So for you to go from, my wife's a teacher too, so I can really relate to the teaching.
Awesome.
And Coach Carter, we get to watch those movies.
Yeah.
But I'd love to know what your thoughts are around, the action taken piece. How did you get yourself moving? What was the big why?
Well, I didn't want the life that I had been growing up in. And when Coach Crosby told me I could be something different, and he showed me that, I gave it a go. And then once I started seeing the results, I was like, I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back to that former life. And I want to just keep going forward. So I don't know if that answers your question, but I'll tell you, It was having somebody believe in you, take you by the hand and say, let's do it. And not let me off the hook.
Okay.
So I learned work ethic. I learned accountability. I learned that the excuses don't mean anything, that it's all on my shoulders. It doesn't matter what happens. I'm in control of my outcome. And that was the start. That was the impetus. And I think as I started having success, I went, I can be anything I want in this world. It was the opposite of what I'd been told.
So what I'm hearing, the word that keeps coming through in that is self-accountability.
For sure.
And so Coach Crosby can show you the way, but Coach Crosby can't do it for you.
Absolutely.
And we're motivated, as you know, Randy, either away from pain or towards pleasure, which I love. And for you, you're really clear that the pain of staying where you were was greater than the pain of changing.
Yeah. And it's interesting because I've been pretty successful in the wrestling world. I was successful. Really? As a coach, we won 7 state championships in 12 years that I coached. And And there's something about work ethic and heart that comes from all of that. But I think in the business world too, I've exceeded expectations. It's odd for a kid in a small town of 3,000 people to dominate across the country, right? People don't expect it. They're like, where are you from? And this is what you do, you know. And I think the concept is simply this: I hate to lose more than I like to win. I'm not chasing prizes and I'm not chasing recognition, or I don't care about that. I just want to give my very best. And damn it, I am not going to lose. I'm going to fall on that sword before I give up. And that's been a great, recipe for success.
Give my best and never lose. That is self-accountability 101. Mate, I'm always intrigued by people who do MMA, wrestling,
Yes.
boxing.
Yep.
Like mate, you are so physical. You're boom, boom, boom. Like, were you ever scared? Like, is it, were there big dudes? You don't look like you're a big dude.
No, I mean, I wrestled 149 in college. The deal is with wrestling, you match up with guys your own size. So in practice,
Okay.
you're wrestling guys that are bigger than you, but you have to make weight, and then you only wrestle the guys in your weight class. But yeah,
Okay.
I was scared all the time, and I would just channel that. I wasn't scared of them. I was scared of failing in front of my loved ones and in front of my coaches and letting people down that had believed in me.
That's a bigger fear than getting hurt, because you
Oh,
can
yeah.
deal with a broken wrist or something and broken
Yeah,
ankle, as long as you
exactly.
win.
Yeah. Yeah.
And for you, who leave people better than you found them, to see your wrestlers go on and win that 7 state championships, that must have been pretty exciting. That must have been pretty rewarding for you.
Spectacular. A lot of coaches might win one in their entire career. We got 7. Yeah, it was
Wow.
pretty. Yeah.
Wow. And what's amazing about that is that it was Coach Crosby who got you into wrestling, and you went on. Did you stay in touch with Coach Crosby as you were winning those? And did you say, "Hey, Coach, look what you've achieved"?
Well, he passed away before any of those came along, but
Bummer.
yeah, he's always on my mind.
Oh, nice. And probably always there as a guardian angel, I'm sure.
Sure feels like it sometimes. You bet.
And we all need one. My
Yep.
my lovely wife does a lot of driving in outback Queensland. She's a train driver, Andy.
Really? Oh my gosh!
Oh, I
Wow.
know. She went from teaching, got knocked around in the teaching industry, and then went train driving. So, and loving it, but it means she's got to drive 5 or 6 hours out into the bush to go and drive trains. And I worry about her on the road and keep trying to talk her into coming home and being with her very needy husband who needs loving, who's an extrovert and doesn't like being on his own. But she always says she talks to her angels before she goes, and her angels take care of her. And, she came up on a crash the other day, and she said, "That's okay. My angels had my back, so I wasn't 5 minutes earlier. A truck hit another car, and isn't that beautiful? Isn't that,
Yeah. Sure.
isn't that,
Sure.
isn't that a great way to live? Your angels have got your back.
Yeah.
And who's got your back now? Let's give JT Fox a quick shout out. What do you think? We both love JT, and we're both in JT's camp stable.
I had never met somebody that could outwork me until I met JT. And I was like, holy cow, this guy works at a next level pace. There's no wonder that he is so successful. But not only does he work at such a fast pace, but his mind goes at 1,000,000 miles an hour, and he's good. So you
Wow.
combine his work ethic with a brilliant mind and a giant heart, because his values are rock solid, like their core. It's not just about him, it's about elevating others. He loves to freaking win, and it's contagious. And so I partner with him. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm back to I can't lose. I don't want to let him down. I feel like I'm with another Coach Crosby. And I am working my butt off to make sure that this thing succeeds. And we're doing amazing. We're doing amazing. But you know what? He
There's more to
pushes,
come.
and
He
there is a
pushes you.
Oh, you bet he does. Right? He just pushes me with his demeanor. Right? I don't ever want to let him down because I know how hard he's working. I can't tell you how many times I've had 4 a.m. phone calls with this guy. Nobody else gets up at 4 o'clock in the morning and have meetings with me, but he doesn't even hesitate. and I just really appreciate that.
Oh,
You're working
fantastic.
done. Yep.
I love what you said then. He's got the mind, he's got the heart, and he's got the values.
Yep.
Holy shit. And he's got a no lose attitude. He's not going to lose.
Yep. And he won't tolerate like sissy excuses and stuff. He expects from you what he gives.
That's
Right?
right.
Like he expects you to match him, and I'm like, okay, I can do this. I love working with winners.
There's a message in that. Find winners and work with them, Randy.
Absolutely. Yep. Yep. Birds of a feather flock together.
Absolutely. And what is it? It's what's the opposite to that? That it's hard to soar like an eagle when you're surrounded by turkeys.
Yeah, that's right. That's for sure.
Mate, Randy, you're amazing. You have been just so giving of your time, and thank you for coming on and joining us. Two final questions from a leadership perspective. So I work with leaders around our amazing country, which is a beautiful experience. And would you believe I was down with Gary Brown? So JT's Australian accountant, and Gary's an amazing human. And we did Speak Safe, the Speak Safe program that you and I are talking about. We did that with Gary's too. And it was just such a great day, great program. He's got such a great leadership team, and everyone that's in every one of his clients is very lucky to have him. From a leadership perspective, what's your motto, goal, focus? I know it's lead people better than you found them, but have you got a favourite leadership quote?
Well, I always talk about the cowboy code being honest, simple, solid, and true. There's really 4 core pillars, always be honest, keep it simple, right? Make sure your stuff's solid and just be true to it, And
Is that the cowboy code?
Yeah, the cowboy code, honest, simple, solid, and true. And it's really guided me right.
Cowboy code. I freaking love that, Randy. Can I use that?
Yeah, you bet. For sure, do it.
I reckon I could use that in SpeakSafe. Be honest. One of the 4 agreements is be impeccable with your word.
You bet. Absolutely. What you say, it better happen. You don't go back on that.
That's integrity.
Yep.
Shit. Yep. Mate, the last one, and this is what I ask all podcast guests, who's the next person you think I should speak to? Is it someone in the States, or who's another great podcast guest? Who's another business that that's a CEO in the States or something that would be cool to talk to?
Think about that. So obviously I'm pretty thick in the insurance industry. I can tell you, there's a gentleman that I have a lot of respect for, David Price. David Price actually lives in Puerto Rico, and he runs an insurance company, makes more than $1 million a month. The guy's extremely successful, and he was a wrestler. That's where we connected. And he's got a story line, but he's done something fantastic with his life. And his model's always never settle. And he'd be a good one.
Great. After this, would you mind connecting us? Is that okay?
Yeah. I've got a few others, but that's the first one that comes to my mind is somebody that might be really good.
Mate, that would be amazing, Randy. And Randy, you are a freaking legend, man. I love it. I think you're the first cowboy I've had on a podcast. She's the first cowboy I've really known. So
thanks. Come on to Australia and go on a ride.
Well, yes. If we can find some horses, absolutely. You can teach me how not to fall off because I'm good. Oh, would you believe there's a lady in Australia called Hasir Atherton. I had her on a podcast when I was down with Gary on Wednesday. She fell off, and the way she explained it was the horse decided to ride her instead of she riding the horse. True story. And it sat on her.
No.
She had this like 300 kilo or whatever that sit, and it broke all her pelvises. It broke all her body.
Everywhere.
Oh, busted. And she said she still doesn't know how she got out from under it because they're so heavy. And she's got this amazing story of recovery. 3 months on her back, didn't think she'd walk. And, setting goals. She said a big goal for her was just to take one step. Amazing. And I thought, this human. And I'll when the podcast goes up, I'll put it out there. And if you're interested in someone like that, she was an equestrian rider in Australia. She's quite high level. Her dad was an equestrian coach. Okay. Beautiful human. And life's about relationships and who we connect with. So
yeah. All right. Randy, well, thank you very much. I sure look forward to seeing you in a few weeks in Sydney.
Can't wait, Randy. Thanks, champ. And then are you going to Red Bull too?
Yes, being Red Bull. Speaking there.
We're gonna be besties, Randy. Thanks, mate.
Take
See you,
care,
Chan.
You
Bye,
bet.
mate.
See you. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening. We just had an amazing guest on to another amazing podcast of Find Your Influence. My name's Anton Guinea, and for 20 years, I have been sitting, working with, training, coaching and consulting leaders at all levels of organizations. I've coached Gen Z leaders right through to baby boomer leaders. I've done 1,500 one-on-one leadership coaching sessions. My mission on this planet is to help leaders create high-performing and psychologically safe teams. If you want to upgrade your leadership, upskill your teams, or upskill your leadership, please reach out. You can get me at anton@theguineagroup.com.au. Please tune into our next episode. These podcast chats are amazing. The value and the information that you get will help you be more influential and help you be a better leader.